All right, so hear me out. Yeah, what if your heating bill wasn't just a massive money drain every month? Well, 21 Energy figured out how to heat your place using a Bitcoin mining beast. You literally stay warm and stack Bitcoin. And I'm not talking about small time profits here. These guys have cracked the code on turning wasted heat into cash flow. It's simple, it's genius, and you're gonna hate yourself for not doing it sooner. Let's break this down right now. 21 Energy is a young and ambitious company based in Tyrol, Austria, that blends cutting-edge technology with everyday home heating. And the idea behind 21 Energy's products is quite remarkable. Why let all that energy from Bitcoin mining go to waste when it can heat your home at the same time? By using high-performance Bitcoin mining computers, which generate a lot of heat, 21 Energy has designed systems that convert this waste heat into a resource. So while you're mining cryptocurrency, you're also warming your space, making it a win-win for users interested in both blockchain technology and sustainable living. Founded in 2022 by Maximilian Obwaxer and Lucas Waldner, 21 Energy has quickly made waves, not just because of its novel concept, but also its environmental impact. Traditional heating systems like oil or gas emit significant amounts of CO2. And in contrast, 21 Energy's systems claim to cut those emissions by up to 3 tons per year, making it an eco-friendly option for people looking to reduce their carbon footprint. Plus, it's not just about the heat. These systems allow users to earn Bitcoin, turning a necessary expense into a source of income depending on the market. Now let's look at an interview I had with its founder at Bitcoin Amsterdam 2024. I'm standing here with Max, and he's from 21 Energy. And I thought this project was very, very great, or is very, very great, that is. And I've asked him to take the time to tell us something about what they do, and he happily agreed. So without further ado, here's Max.
Hi Rico, thank you very much for the opportunity. We build Bitcoin heaters. We develop, produce Bitcoin heaters in Austria, and we send it to all over Europe into the 33 countries. And there are a lot of advantages by Bitcoin heating. So it's a plug-and-play product. You get it sent to your home, you plug it in, connect it to your Wi-Fi with our smartphone application. It's done in 2 or 3 minutes, can be done by non-tech savvy people, no worries. And then you are mining Bitcoin and heating your home at the same time. And the Bitcoin heater is like completely silent. It's like 35 decibels, that's approximately like a fridge. And oftentimes it's then the cheapest heating method. Oftentimes it's cheaper than heating with heating oil or gas. And at the same time, you're doing also something good for the environment if you are using more renewable energy than the fossil fuels. For example, I started the company like that. I was heating 2020 and 2021 my single family home. And I was using before 2,000 liters of heating oil a year to heat this house. And I was paying approximately 3,000 euros a year for the heating oil. And then I changed to Bitcoin mining and I saved the 3,000 euros on heating oil. And I got 1,000 euros more than I paid for the electricity by mining. So in total, I saved 4,000 euros compared to heating oil. And yeah, it was just a completely no-brainer. I saved a lot of money. I was heating with renewable energies, with electricity, and which I had 100% hydro. And then you also don't produce 10 tons of CO2 emissions. And also you push forward the energy transition. Energy transition means the electrification of everything. So over the long run, everything should run on renewable energies. It will take a long time, but that's the direction we push with electric mobility and stuff like that. So in the future, also all our heating devices should run with electricity. And what's the most sustainable thing? If you heat with electricity, which is needed anyway, because as long as Bitcoin has value, we have to mine Bitcoin because it's the fundament of Bitcoin. Yeah. And then it's the most efficient thing to mine there, where you at least use the waste heat as well. So I think we have many great incentives that over the next 10, 20 years, the Bitcoin mining will move from the centralized mining farms more to the decentralized houses where people heat, because they have just a much better cost model. Like mining farms have to pay employees, they have to pay rent, they have to write off the machines and stuff like that. if you need a heat device anyway, a heating device, you don't have to pay rent, and you use the waste heat. So I think that's the incentives why a lot of the hash rate will move over the next years to people who heat their home.
Thank you for explaining that. So, what made you come to this idea? So you said, I was heating up my house,
Yes.
And it was energy I
Yes.
needed anyway, so I could use it to heat up my house. But what made you come up with this idea specifically?
Fundamentally, it's very important to know every single watt you put into a Bitcoin miner, or it doesn't matter, every computer gets converted with 100% efficiency into heat. There are no losses by doing the calculations. So you have a two-dimensional energy use, because if you run a normal electric space heater with 1000 watts,
Yeah, it's
or
I
a
have them at
Bitcoin
home.
miner
Yeah.
with 1000 watts, they produce exactly the same amount of heat. You have no losses by doing the Bitcoin mining, but you have the additional value of
Yeah.
billions of calculations per second on top.
Yeah.
And for that, you get paid by the Bitcoin network for validating transaction, building the next Bitcoin block, and you created additional value, you get paid for it. And then you can, with that value, you can hold the Bitcoin, or you can sell it to pay the electricity bill.
So one of the things I like about that is because we have solar panels, and here in the Netherlands, we actually have to pay extra for all the electricity that we don't use. So first, they're gonna see, okay, how much electricity did you make during the summer or during the sun hours? Then how much did you use? And then if there's something left, you actually have to pay the energy companies extra money, because they can't deliver the energy to something else themselves.
Yes.
So there's basically like a tax on extra energy. But then if I hear this, then it would make sense to have something like this, because it does take up a lot of energy,
Yes.
because you are mining, but you get value in return for Bitcoin. And rather than having to pay the electric companies for the electricity that they couldn't pass on somewhere else, you're actually using it for the Bitcoin miner, which generates you Bitcoins or Satoshis, and then that's worth something as well, So I think that's very smart. Is there a similar system in Austria, where you're from, that you have to pay extra for the electricity that's not been used up, or?
Yes, a little bit like, let's explain it like that. We have two very large customer segments. The first customer segment is Bitcoiners who want to support the Bitcoin network and heat more cheaply, or support the network. And the second customer segment is people with solar on the roof, which want to monetize the electricity themselves. Like in Austria, it's like that. Depending, there are different contracts. Earlier you got 20 cents per kilowatt hour you put in. Now it's 5, 6, 7 cents. And sometimes you don't get paid anything, because all the volatility from the renewable energies, it's like all people put the solar electricity at the same time into the grid, and then we have way too much.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, it definitely makes sense. Also, to use your Bitcoin heater in summer, you don't need the heat, but you can monetize your excess electricity yourself, and then have a shorter amortization period with your solar. So there is also a use case for summer. We have also customers who dry their clothes with even faster. But normally in the summer you don't have that many use cases for.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So and let's say people want to purchase one of these devices. In which countries are you available, and how can they find your company? Or
Okay. Yeah. In our online shop, 21energy.com, you can find all products online, and we are shipping at the moment to 31 countries all over Europe, and Norway, Switzerland as well. And yeah, we ship like nearly as fast as Amazon. If you order a product which is in stock, we ship it to you with DHL Express within 2 or 3 business days. It's at your place, and yeah, we have very high customer satisfaction rates, and you can return it 30 days, no questions asked, and yeah, works really, really well, and we are picking up quite some speed, yes.
awesome. Well, Max, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And if you guys want one of these devices, I'll be sure to put a link in the description down below for you to check it out. See you guys.